It's always exciting to paint something, especially when it's your own. So I'm gonna stay late and get some parts for my dually painted. I've been prepping on this stuff all day long. I've had a goal to get it done today, so I'm gonna go ahead and stay late and get it done today. It's my late day anyway because it's Thursday. I gotta do all the invoicing and then email all the customers and let them know where they're at in the shop and give them updates, and of course, you know, film and edit and everything else I gotta do every single Thursday. But needless to say, I'm gonna make up some sealer and I'm gonna go in there and seal some of my dually parts. All right, my dually stuff's painted. Thank God. It's been a long day. I'm gonna get all this stuff cleaned up and then I'll take you guys out in the shop and we'll see what else is going on. Okay, so where do we start? Well, let's start with Preston's truck. Preston's cab made its way back to tray 5. Fenders haven't made it there yet, but I wanted to show you guys now that they're all unmasked and everything. I touched on it earlier in the week, but you may or may not have seen that video. But this is what that looks like when we wrap the paint around the edge of the fenders and then we bedline. So definitely a much cleaner look. You don't have bedliner all on the edge here like I mentioned before, and it just looks really clean when you look into the actual wheel well. So let's go over here and check out what we got back in the shop. So as you guys can see, we got Manny's truck, or maybe you don't know who Manny is, but this is another project for Manny that we had sitting over here for a while. We sent it next door. They were going to do some chassis work to it, or firewall and engine swap, or whatever they were going to do. I don't even know what they were going to do at that point, but they found that the frame was bent, I guess, and they ordered a new chassis for it. It still hasn't come yet, so we decided to bring it back over here and get started on some of the stuff we can do to it while we're waiting, which would be like the top. He's got 2 tops for it. One's going to get blocked out and painted. This one he wants to restore back to the original texture. So we got those 2 things we can do. We got to fit the custom grill up front. We've got bodywork to the front end we can do, the tailgate we can do, the doors we can do. So So we got quite a bit we can still do to this truck. We're waiting on that chassis to arrive. So we're just gonna get proactive with this one and knock out as much of this truck as we can right now until it has to go back next door for the chassis. We got all of Larry's truck primed. Everything's in 320 and primed. So next week, we're gonna make a hard push with it to get it all blocked out, cleaned up, and stuffed in the booth and start masking it. We'll see if we make it by the end of the week. I doubt it. It's a lot of work to do to that truck in a week's time, but we're gonna definitely give it our all to see if we can get it in there and get it masked up so that it can get painted. Let's take a walk inside here and see what else we got going on. So this is the tailgate for my dually, the Autometal Direct tailgate that we got. As you can see, kind of escalated into skimming and blocking the entire thing. It had a couple of blemishes in it, a couple of dings in it. The skin wasn't actually welded on or hammer and dollied in place properly, so we had to fix all that and then obviously do body work. So this is ready for primer. I just didn't get to it today. We just finalized this earlier in the day, so Monday I will get this thing knocked out, and then the only body work that will be left will be the sheet metal underneath the hood. You can see Larry's truck is basically, it's all masked up, sealed to the floor, ready to be blocked. We typically try to do this to keep the dust and everything off as much as we possibly can, but it's gonna sneak in there. This thing's gonna need a full detail by the time it's done. So Victor's truck over here, it's moving along. He asked us to pump the brakes on it a little bit, so we kind of slowed down a little bit. I was hoping to get this thing finalized and into primer next week, but I don't know if we're gonna make it or not. At least over the bodywork areas before we move on to something else. We've got a ton of stuff going on, as always, but I don't really want to leave this exposed for too long if I don't have to. So I'd like to be able to at least get the front clip and the doors primed if we can get all the rest of the bodywork done. We'll see how far Dylan can get with it next week. Steven's truck over here, cruising along. The whole front clip is off because Taylor has to get in here and basically shape all inside the jam, and there's a lot of stuff inside the jam here you can't get to with the hood on. So hood and fenders come on, go off, come on, go off constantly. Doors will come on and off once we get into the jams. Just a lot of repetitive stuff has to happen because you have to be able to take everything off to get to everything, and then you have to be able to put everything back on to check everything and then fix anything that may or may not have gotten messed up or needs to be addressed once you do the inside stuff. So it's a lot of back and forth until you get it to the point where it's ready to be primed. A lot of work, takes a lot of patience, but luckily we're on the home stretch on the bodywork on the exterior of this truck as far as the cab goes. The fenders are pretty close and almost ready to be primed, if not ready to be primed. The hood will be following that as well. So hopefully we can get that stuff primed. Maybe we can sneak that in the booth next week before Larry's truck here goes in the booth. And then we also got to pull the doors like I just mentioned and start doing the bodywork on the inside. So when we do that, I don't know if we're going to prime the doors or we're going to wait. It just kind of depends on how all that works out. So thanks guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you can. We'll see you guys next week. Look forward to some paint updates and maybe some more paint time on my dually. Who knows what's going to happen. It's just always chaos around here. See you guys next week. Have a great weekend.